Welcome to the Restoration Revolution podcast, where we help restore hope and put your family on the road to recovery, one episode at a time. Here's your host and owner of Hazard Clean Restoration, Chad Melanie.
Think you know about fire damage restoration? Think again. Tune in for our interview with the founder of Hazard Clean Restoration, where we'll uncover the wildest misconceptions about fire damage. Welcome back, everyone. This is Garfield Bourne, co-host / producer, back in the studio with Chad Maloney. Chad, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Garfield. Doing great. Happy to be here.
So, Chad, in the context of fire damage restoration, what are some common misconceptions people have about the process?
There's a lot out there with the misconceptions. I would say, let's go through for a couple of them. One of the common things is a lot of times people think that cleaning up the soot, the smoke, the fire, the damage from the fire is pretty simple, and in fact, it's not. The soot and the residue can be extremely difficult to clean up. It oftentimes takes a lot of different techniques, a lot of cleaning, a lot of different types of specialized equipment, and there's a lot more to it than just go in there and we'll just clean it up and it's done. A lot of do-it-yourself type remedies that are out there on the internet and everything, they can really lead to further soot damage, and really the odors can get into the fabrics and surfaces, and at times, like if someone's trying to clean something from like a do-it-yourself type method or whichever, they can honestly make it a lot worse. Talking about, if I think just think about do-it-yourself methods and everything else, like professional restorers, they have a lot of training. They have a lot of I'd say certifications, but a lot of like training and specialized methods that they use that really going to be effective in the cleanup. Where if you just went with a do-it-yourself type method, it can lead to long-term damage to your property, to your items, even to your health, and not just long-term health if a lot of those particles and everything are still in your home or business and everything, but they can really lead to health issues as you're cleaning it up, and so you don't have to worry about that when you hire professional restorers. Another misconception is that the damage is really on the surface. It's what you can see. Often, a lot of times, homeowners, business owners, they think, I just clean up what I'm seeing and that's it. And the fire damage often goes a lot further than that. It can impact the structural integrity of a building, including like the hidden areas of the wiring of it, the plumbing of it, insulation, the ventilation systems, the wall cavities. There's so many different areas that that fire and the smoke can really impact in a property, that if someone is just cleaning the surfaces or what they can see, they're not going to be able to effectively remove all of that the correct way.
Hey, Chad.
Yeah.
Can you share a funny or unexpected story from a restoration job that really challenged the typical misconception?
I've a funny one would be, let's see, it. So we did have one where we were going to an assessment, and the homeowner had been there prior, and so we show up at our time that we're supposed to do the assessment, and the homeowner had been walking through their home and everything else and whichever, and I guess they were just pulling on a little area that they thought had some fire damage or whichever. Well, the soot and everything else had actually come down from the area they were pulling on and literally got all over them. So when we showed up to it, the homeowner comes out and they were covered in soot and smoke and everything. And they had a really good sense of humor, in that. And they even, kind of just said, yeah, I guess I shouldn't have been doing that, but I was just curious. And so it was like a kind of funny starting of the meeting and everything else for our assessment. So that's one that comes to mind when I think of that. Yeah.
I guess at that point they realized they really needed you now, huh?
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
What about technology? Is there any advancement in technology? Any misconceptions with what you can do with technology or what you can't do with technology?
So there is a lot of technology that we use in these, in doing the fire restoration. Everything from, what some people would think of as just cleaning and everything else, but past that, we do things as far as making sure that the air quality is where it needs to be. So we're going to be using air scrubbers that are going to clean the air. A lot of times they're going to have carbon filters on them to make sure that we're addressing the VOCs that as well. We're going to use things like particle counters because you can't see that, right? So we're going to use a lot of math and science and make sure that as we're using our particle counters and testing the air, that we're actually seeing that we're improving the air quality in the building or in the property as we're progressing with the project. Additionally, we use things that also help with the odor. So one of them is called a thermal fogger, and so it actually looks like smoke when we utilize it. And for the building, it'll actually from the outside, or for someone that's not used to using thermal foggers or anything, it can actually look like the building is on fire. And so it'll produce a smoke, and that there's a purpose to it, is because it's that smoke that it's producing is actually going to follow a lot of the same patterns and the same areas and everything that the original smoke had traveled, and it's going to really address a lot of the malodors as it runs into them and the different cavities and crevices and everything for odor. So there's a lot out there. Those are just some quick ones.
Misconception about fire damage. You got a lot of good stuff today, Chad. Listen, love it. You have a wonderful rest of the day. We'll see you in the next episode.
You too. Thanks, Garfield. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Restoration Revolution podcast, where recovery starts here. Let us help put your family on the road to recovery. Go to hazardclean.net or call 772-259-5018. That's 772-259-5018.